once we recall, what are the specialized reporting uh, subjects? Sports, cinema, business, and women, special pages for the special categories like science and technology, education, environmental. These are the specialized areas to be covered in the newspapers or electronic media, because many readers or viewers who are to interested and they focus on the particular event only, particular area only. So that is why we have to give specialized news articles in the newspapers or specialized broadcasting in the television news channels. Coming to the main specialized one, metro and lifestyle. This is a unit number 2, metro and lifestyle reporting. Because in many newspapers we see a specialized pages for the metro. Metro means in generally we call it is the tabloid pages of a district. In a towns or a district headquarters, there is a tabloid pages. But here in a metro cities, there is a specialized pages for the metro and lifestyles. There they cover the various events which are organized or conveyed by the various organizations. Those are related to the lifestyles or exhibitions or expos. All these kind of subjects will cover in the metro tabloid page. Here some examples we have the Dakkan Chronicle tabloid page, which focuses with the 12 units for metro related news, and the Times of India, the Hindu, all these are focuses 1 hour or 2 hours, 2 pages, or 2 or 4 tabloid pages. Sometimes they give special pages on particular day, Monday or Tuesday or Saturday or Sunday, like that. So in the specialized pages, which items maybe that is related to the civic reporting and civic journalism, like futures, lifestyles, all these food related, beverage related news article features will come in the specialized pages. So for these pages where we have to collect the information, there is a reporters appointed by the management who looked in all these lifestyle and food or culture related news only. They collect the information, they gather the information to visit the events or attend the events or meetings or expos or exhibitions. Those are the sources for collect the information. For food related news, we read in the newspapers who will cover the food related news. There is a special reporter whose main activity is to collect the or gather the information related to the food section. This is happens only for the major newspapers, not for the middle level or low level, small scale newspapers. There is no special reporters for the metro or a lifestyle. Only the major newspapers by the language, maybe in English or Telugu, there is a reporters whose beat is to cover these events which happens in the city, that is related to the lifestyle, and food related or travel related, various exhibitions. In our day-to-day life, we see events organized by the corporate companies, events organized by the various event managements. There, the source for us as a metro reporter, we have to gather and collect the information and write our news, which publishes in the newspapers. There is a specialized in the travel, there is a specialized in the food, there is a specialized in other like page 3. Page 3 is a focus on the celebrities. Are their lifestyles, all those come in the page 3 page. Page 3 page is about the various subjects, various events, various new trends, various uh, geographic developments which were covers in this page 3 page. There is a trends, day-to-day trends are changing. So for page 3 also, that is one kind of entertainment, not a pure news. That is for entertainment purpose, because many readers who are interested to read their celebrities day-to-day life, whether their celebrity, for example, maybe it is a cinema actors or any reality show actors, their visits to particularly we see in the newspapers, they visits to the some events conducted by the various corporate organizations. There is their participates that will come in the newspapers, a full page or a 2 pages. So that is the craze for the specialized reporting, particularly to the page 3. Now coming to the travel related, what will cover in the travel related pages are these kind of a specialized section, like the destinations and new historical places or new uh, policies, schemes by the government, and how it is affects the visitors, and what are the future, what are the their self experience. Many newspapers, they cover the experienced faced by their reporters or any writers to visit some historical place or a devotional place or some unknown place, some variety of place, some very critical to access that places. All these adventures will come in the travel pages. There is some English newspapers who allot 1 or 2 pages on particular day about the traveling in that newspaper, about the various uh, places visited by their reporter or any columnist or any uh, opinionist. They visits and they find some information and they shares with the readers. So that is why the importance for the travel travel field, travel area, that is a unique. There is a much interested audience there is a target audience. Target audience means here the readers for the newspapers, the viewers for the television news. So they show the interest to participate, not participate. They need to know, they get the aware how to access that place, or how to access the devotional spots, or any gardens, whatever it is. All these will covered by the reporters whose beat is allotted the travel. Now coming to another important, in many news channels or social media now very much focusing on the food related news articles, food related software feature articles. Who will give the food related articles? There is exhibitions, there is uh, specialized programs conducted by the various organizations related to the new food items. And we see in the every Sunday magazine, or some pages related to the family or women, or children. These pages, as they give some new receipts which publishes in the newspapers, in the magazines, because many are interested to read and prepare that food item. So uh, for the target audience, the media agencies appoints a specialized reporters. Those those work is to collect the information and give the in a feature article, or to write special articles. Here, journalist, what are the special requirements is required for the journalist? Nothing. He should be a little much interest in the food industry, because food hospitality field is now the largest growing tech industry in India, or all around the world. The food industry, the reporter should understand the food industry, and uh, standard food. There is a writers, special writers for to cover all these kind of a news. So the newspaper managements, they engage special reporters, special not reporters, they are the writers. Their duty is to give the related to the food, related to the food related news items to the management, that media agency. Let's lifestyle. Lifestyle is very much the coming. See, earlier we just focus on only just dresses, just a simple footwear is enough for some 100 years ago. There is no special accessories, there is no special new clothes. Now the industry are grown up, and number of new fashion technologies are emerging with our day-to-day life. For these, we we required a special reporter who need to collect or gather the information, and he or she should give the information to the to send the and collect the information and send to the media agency. They will publish it. That will be get some awareness to the normal people. They have to use, if in case they have to use a new footwear, then they will get aware of that news article related to the foods. footwear. So these are some important specialized reportings in the lifestyle and metro. Coming to the civic journalism. Why this civic journalism important? Because uh, we see nowadays there is a one new trend is coming. Civic journalist whose duty is to find the civic issue, and he gives the, if I have a smartphone, I can capture it and I will send it to the media agency directly about the issue. The media agency will see it and it publishes in the newspapers with a byline of who sent that photograph. That is civic sense, civic reporting. There is a each newspapers, they are assigned some their reporter about the coverage of civic issues, civic journalism. All these are part in this section. What we have to exactly cover about these civic issues? The civic issues, a problem that influences many citizens within society. It is a common problem in present day society, and one that many people strive to solve. It is often the consequences of factors extending behind an individual's control. Social issues are the source of a conflicting opinion on the grounds. What is uh, perceived as morally correct or incorrect, personal life or interpersonal social life decisions. So sometimes here we have to maintain privacy also, right to privacy. Every citizen has a right to privacy. We could, while we are covering all this lifestyle or civil related issues, we have to be focus on the lifestyle issues also. Next, there can be disagreements about what civic issues are worth solving, or which should take precedence. Different individuals and different societies have different perceptions. There are a variety of methods people use to combat social issues. Some people vote for leaders in a democracy to advance their ideals outside the political process. People donate or share their time, money, energy, or other resources. This is a method of voluntarism. The sometimes some profit or non-profit organizations also do all these kind of a voluntary work. They gives they take the pictures and they send to the newspaper organizations to publish that issue. Community organizing involves gathering people together for a common purpose. Newspapers have traditionally been the most community oriented of mass media. Newspapers have been given a good deal of credit for building the democratic community, live cities and towns. Why? Because newspaper team members, maybe sub editors or a desk team, or they cross check, they find the fact checks, and they see the credibility, they see the importance. whether it is not possible in social media applications, there is a without any checking this upload it, that is not a good process, that is not a good reporting process. So together the people and journalists work on efforts to fight attempts to weaken the civic justice system, to protect the rights of the all to the rights to trial by jury, and to force government and business to make human health and safety the top priority. Dear learners, I understood, I hope that you understood the what is civic journalism, why it is important in our day-to-day life. Now, let's we discuss about the public citizen. What is public citizen? Public citizen is a very interested to report the news reporters for information in a variety of cases, products liability, medical malpractices cases involving children, and cases involving drugs or medical devices for women, cases where punitive damages were awarded, cases where defendants with health documents are engaged on other types of abuse or misconduct, and cases where discover documents or testimony revealed a company decisions to risk for foreseeable inquiries or deaths in order to save money or increase profits. All these are special cases covered in civic journalism. You may get the doubt, all these come in the general also, general newspapers also, general as a general news articles. What is the difference between the general article and a special information collected by the civic journalist? Because it will come in the general newspaper also, but the journalist who assign the beat about the civic issues, they focus much more than the normal journalist. That is the difference. For all these, the difference is not only limited to the civic, not only limited to the sports, not only limited to the business, not only limited to the culture, not only limited to the women or political parties. This is applies to all kind of special categories, because they focus on the particular area. Always they targets their audience on the particular subject only. For a general reporter, if I'm a journalist, if my management, my editorial desk, they assign me to coverage the prime minister's meeting, they can ask me to coverage the press conference of a chief minister, they ask me to coverage of a general news, a road accident, where the reporters who work for the general events or areas, they can handle all various subjects. But here in the specialized reporting, the reporters who concentrate, who do some research, who know how to tackle, who discover new their related assigned areas stories, they interact with the readers and viewers in new ways. They use the web to improve reporting. They collect some background information from the websites. A normal general reporter who could not do all these activities, only his work is to attend the meeting and collect the information from the meeting and submit to the report, means news article submit to the desk. So that is the difference between the specialized reporter and the general reporter. What will do the civic reporter, especially the civic reporter needs some to be active men who have the opportunity of making a wide circle of friends, because without sources we could not write any news. That is applies to all kind of journalists. But coming to the focus on a particular issue, we have to develop the news sources. For civic issues, who will be the news sources? Maybe some local body representatives. Those are the primary sources for the reporter, the who cover the civic issues. And some leaders, various political party leaders who lives in that area, they find it and they ask us to write a news about the civic issues. Once we develop the sources, we have to contact the administration's local body administration. We have to take their statement also. Without normal photograph, if we get a drainage overflow photograph, without any consultation with the local administration, we could not give. That is not a fair reporting. We have to contact the local administration also, means local body administration, like a municipal corporation related, some officers who look in this kind of this section. So we have to contact what is the problem, why it is happened. Without any statements from the local administration, we could not give. That is not a fair reporting. Just because of seeing a photograph is not a good. So we have to be get the knowledge, we have to get this some acts, we have to get some laws related to some allotted area. The reporter must be above broad and not have extreme likes and dislikes of individuals, businessmen, or influential personalities in the area. So that is every reporter, their responsibility. They could not feel, they could not be work for them only. They have to be work for the society. There is a no individual sake. There is a no individual interest. So we could not be influenced by the local leaders. Mobile phone is a very important means of receiving and collecting information about many event taking place in the area. A civic reporter as link with police officers and a corporation, that municipal corporation administrators, who inform him of anything important taking place around the area, around that limits of that municipal corporation. However, it is not advisable to simply depend on one or others. Our individual sources are making the story. We have to be searched. We have to go to the field and collect the information, gather the information. Then only we have to write the news. That is primary character for the journalist. Dear students, uh, if you have any doubts, you may type your doubt in the chat box, or you may raise your hand and ask me to get the clarification about the uh, your doubts. Now coming back about the civil journalism, civic journalism. Even the civic reporter is supposed to either rush himself or send his juniors to, depending on the importance of the news, to cover it. If necessary, a photographer may be taken along, although Many newspapers prefer junior reporters to know as to how to handle the camera and have working knowledge of photography. In the case of important news, even movie cameras are sometimes maintained by the newspaper. Now coming to civic reporting, the documentation of a focuses that affect the lives of a citizen on a day-to-day level. From the condition of roads or parks to traffic congestion and water shortages, the civic reporter covers all of these. These are hot bottom topics, especially when they apply to the hyper local sphere. Action after a report may not be immediate, but the feedback certainly is. Then a good civic reporter. What kind of a skills need to become a good civic reporter? There is a good civic reporter needs to understand the importance of going hyper local with their articles. They also need to able to emphasize with the residents and local businessmen to point a better picture of the issues that affect them. A good civic reporter must maintain an excellent contact base with civic authorities in charge of the areas which he or she cover the civic related issues. There may be a good reasons for the lack of facilities and utilities provided to residents of a locality. Your sources will enlighten you. Sources means maybe sometimes people, maybe sometimes civic authorities, sometimes police persons also. These are our sources for to get the information. Then after we will visit the area and we collect or we gather the more information, more data, more facts, more figures. Then we have to write a good report, good news article. Next, in this in the topic, one another one is about the cultural reporting. The term the culture beat, it refers to the way a newspaper will assign reporters to cover various sites where news organizations news organize some places. Sometimes we see here in Hyderabad, like Rabindra Bharati or some cultural places, there is the that news happens. City hall or some entertainment places. Cultural reporting is characterized by its a style, rough language, and uh, disregard for conventional journalistic writing forms and customs. We see in many culture related items, they focus on the event, and they focus on the artist, they focus on the instruments, they focus on the particular area, means a particular dance, particular theater, particular music. So the culture who covers the cultural reporter, they need to know, they need to understand all these kinds of academies, and also various instrumentation, various dance performance, various other cultural relative items. Generally, in the cultural relative items, they focus on the uh, plays, means street plays, or some cinemas. All these comes under the this cultural entertainment reporting. Here, why I am saying entertainment? Because many cultural events which are not particularly comes under the general news coverage. Culture reporting also focuses on the personal lives of a people, primarily celebrities, including movie and stage actors, musical artists, models, and also notable people in the entertainment industry, as well as people who seek attention, such as politicians, and people who thrust into the attention of public, such as people who do something newsworthy. Cultural reporting today is the prominence of a newspaper, gossip columnist, and gossip magazines has become the focus of a national tabloid newspapers, like many newspapers. They use the gossips also. Some magazines, not especially for the daily newspapers, they takes only credited material, but many uh, news related to the uh, cinema, there is a gossips will come in the news weeklies or magazine, monthly magazines, because those kind of a news, those kind of a news also took place for to attract the audience, because audience always thinks that they have to know a new thing about their celebrities, about their politicians, about their fan actors. So, as a cultural reporter, we have to cover all this kind of news. We have to collect the various material for to write a news. Cultural reporting today is the many interested focus on the cinemas. There is a separate reporters for the cinema also. They focus on the particular area for the large scale newspapers. For the small scale newspapers or medium scale newspapers, there is a no separate reporter for the cultural. There is a no separate reporter for the cinema. These both are these both areas will cover by the one reporter only. A cultural reporter should essentially be an honest storyteller who should rise above his subjectivity. The reporter should be fair and impartial and present in all aspects of the story. Complete objectivity may be required as the primary job of a reporter in any beat is to tell the truth. Maybe it is a crime or a sports or a culture or a lifestyle, future writing about the food or hospitality or travel. Here we are recalled once of hospitality or food, because this industry is now grown up very drastically. The writers who covered about the food, their responsibilities includes investigation into the culinary arts, interviewing the chefs, covering news liquor releases, reviewing the latest eateries, and reporting food events, not to mention content writing for food linked television, radio, internet shows, because all these various kinds of media now focusing are and also giving more attention on the food related news articles. First, what we have to do, develop your writing skills and style. That is applies to the all kind of specialized reportings, because the specialized reporting, that news article should be differ from the general news article. So we have to give more information, more elaborative discussions, more interviews in our news article. You may have the most unique palate and food sense, but you will never be able to crack it as a food writer if you are not a master of your communication skills. Understand the food industry. To become an authentic food writer, you should be aware of how things operate behind the scenes. Understand restaurant business and the food chain that allows all things to happen, chef duties, staff responsibilities, daily missionary, menu setting, infrastructure requirements, and every other detail you can lay your hands on. If possible, work in a restaurant for a few months. This is not suggestible, but what we have to write, we know very perfectly if we enter that field, no matter what the designation. This will give you a better idea of how the food business works. So here we are not suggest to work in the hotels, but just we are asking you, we are suggesting you to, if you work there, you will get the all various activities, various personals who works in the food industry. Then next, go to the train yourself, your palate. While some food writers are gifted with a naturally sensitive palate, others have to learn the uh, fine art of judging food. We see in the many shows, food related shows broadcasted in the newspapers. There is the chefs who come and test it, who gives the judgments. Thankfully, the information highways are fully of interesting literature that will teach you this aspect of food appreciation. An important point to note here is that food writers must have a wide experience with the food. Simply ordering one type of a meal or sticking to a narrow cuisine margin does not make a food writer. Here I am suggesting you to be and participate, have some food also. So then only you will expertise. You will know the various words, jargon words about to the hospitality. Didn't hesitate to try anything and everything you come across, right? Complete the experience by vividly recording each experience, so that you don't merely leave recall to memory. Another important point is gain knowledge about different cuisines. You can do this in a two ways. Either choose a specific family of cuisines with in which you specialize, or gain a mid-level knowledge in all cuisines, read books by master chefs from around the world, and build your culinary vocabulary, because we have to use those words in our writing. Learn about fresh and organic procedure from different food regions. Study the art of cooking. No food writer is a bad cook. Study different cuisine cookings from time to time by enrolling in popular chefs classes, and don't neglect beverages. Get acquainted with the different tastes and flavors in drinks by visiting different wineries, breweries, and so on. Here is what we are saying, that you will get the experience. We are not suggest to go to the breweries. As a journalism student, as a journalism upcoming journalist, you have to know all these things. Read what other food critics and the chefs are writing, because it will give some experience. No one can sharpen the writing skills in isolation. Reading what other foods critics and chefs are writing is a uh, imperative, even though everyone has his own unique style of a food writing. You will benefit from observing the different aspects of a food being covered on a daily basis. A direct benefit of this habit will be generated more ideas about the food writing. Build a basic portfolio before demanding a price. This is available for several reasons. Editors will want to see the samples of your work, and for this, you will need to build a basic food writing portfolio. You can do this by either starting your own food writing websites or blog, or appearing as a guest writer in established magazines, newspapers, or websites. It is even useful to become a regular contributor to review or food websites to get some experience on writing basic restaurant reviews. All you have to do this: go to a new restaurant, go along with the friends and try and order food from different cuisines. This will add diversity to the kind of a food you will taste. Order something different for everyone and taste from each and every dish. Do remember to jot down your immediate reactions and take several snapshots of the food on the table. Also, do remember to pay attention to the ambience and service. For food writers often work with an extensive checklist which goes much behind the general impressiveness of the food. Now post this review online and remember to contribute to the comment section. You can also send the reviews to magazines and newspapers, and start your stint as a freelance food writer. Another important point is diversity your profile. If your plan is to become a full-time food writer or a critic or a reporter, then you have something substantial to show editors. Include as many articles as you can in your portfolio, which must include your write-ups on a wide range of articles from chefs, from food festivals, from wine, from restaurants, to food product launches, customer services, and so on. Use current social uh, social media trends to your advantage by creating uh, Insta pages, Instagram or Facebook pages or X profiles, Pinterest boards, or well maintained blogs, websites. Use special networking sites to uh, garner a garner following. Every editor, like an enterprising food writer who takes his our passion behind just appreciating food, good food. Apply to newspapers, magazines, and websites that you would read. If you are a beginner, get your foot in the door by applying the broader job roles such as a lifestyle or a health writer. Continue chasing your preferred uh, niche within this broader job with this broader job role, and use each experience to attend seminars, workshops, and food festivals. Finally, if you are passionate about food and understand that the profession of a food writing involves a lot more than just eating a new restaurant every week, then you will have a bright food writing future indeed. Dear students, here is I'm winding up this session. Again, we will meet in the next week and discuss about the more specialized reporting areas. Thank you very much, dear students, for participating in this lesson.